a Republican, actually a bunch of them, about 14 total, they hate black folks so much that they are willing to sponsor a bill that if a state, a county, or even a municipality, if they give a penny of money to black people in the guise or under the guise of reparations, it should eliminate all federal funding from ever coming to that entire state forever. Put up the picture. I mean, that's some hate. Texas Republicans in the House are not simply threatening the loss of federal funding for lawmakers who support reparations for black residents. They have now introduced a bill to do just that. The 13 co-sponsored bill introduced by Brian Babin would prohibit the federal government from providing financial assistance or bailouts to states, local counties, or municipalities if they support reparation laws that are associated with descendants of slaves. Now remember, in the bill itself, it makes the distinction. We're not talking about reparations. We're only talking about reparations as it relates to descendants of slaves, but they're not racist. This is one of the most insane bills, and that's saying something in this era that you will hear. There's more. According to Babin's bill, the US government, including the Federal Reserve System and independent agencies, may not provide any loan, any grant, or other form of financial assistance to the government of any state or political subdivision thereof, or any agency or instrumentality of such a state or political subdivision that enacts into law any program providing reparations on the basis of what? Slavery. Slavery, or race, or ethnicity, national origin, or historical practices related thereto. Related to what? Slavery. That's it. Just black people. He should have just said it. We don't want Negroes getting nothing. So anything related to Negroes and money, they can't get it, or your whole state gets no money from us. As if it's their money in the first place. You realize that black people pay taxes, right? You do realize that our allies pay taxes, right? And that those who are adversely impacted, well, you're also deciding to adversely impact individuals that may even support you. It is insanity on top of insanity, as I say. But there's more. American taxpayers, according to him, should not be forced to pay for radical, race-based reparation payments to please the woke left. Babin told Fox News, my bill ensures that government entities enacting reparation laws based on race, ethnicity, national origin, or slavery cannot receive federal bailouts, Babin said. America actually likes reparations and bailouts. We've given reparations to Native Americans, not to the tune that they deserve. We've given reparations to many groups, including the Japanese and Jews. We've given bailouts to banks, car industries. But as soon as the conversation starts, and I mean conversation because the only thing we really have is a commission to study reparations, and we can't even get that funded. A commission to study reparations has caused a new commission of Republicans to say everybody who engages in this type of action will have the federal government oppose them. Isn't it ironic that the same party who once told us they are for small government, that they do not want the federal government or other big government taking over small local jurisdictions, are doing just that as it relates to stopping black folk from receiving any form of reparations at all? There's more. Let's put it up. Seemingly an act of retaliation. The bill comes after Texas representative introduces a bill to commission, study, and develop reparations proposals for black residents. Other states and cities have already taken steps toward reparations via proposals, discussions of logistics and cash amounts, and some have already paid money. California has finalized a proposal for reparations for black residents Evanston, Illinois has already paid some money to residents with this restorative housing fund. The fund allocates $25,000 worth of housing improvements, mortgage assistance, or down payments to Black residents who lived in Evanston between 1919 and 1969. You have colleges who have engaged in very similar practices, but those colleges were built by Black folk who could not reap the benefits of their labor. Keep in mind, please, reparations is not a handout. Reparations is a debt settled, is what it should be. I want you to look at this historically. The labor that was forced should have been paid labor. Even if they labored and received a bartered agreement, it should have been compensated. But because it was not, my great, 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 great grandfather, who was enslaved in this country, died with nothing. His wife died with nothing, separated, ripped from him. If they would have been compensated, they would have had land and money to pass to that generation. That generation would have had land and money to pass to the next, and so on. Black folk are in this routine of systematic dysfunction that none of us signed up for. Cities like San Francisco and Providence, Rhode Island are considering redress for Black residents. San Francisco has discussed $5 million one-time cash payments for residents, while Providence is considering grant funding instead of direct cash payments. And because of these conversations, all of a sudden, they want to shut the entire damn government down per state who engages in such conversations and enacting policies to support reparations for Black people only. Yasmin, thoughts?
Yeah, this is my congressperson, Brian Babin. And for the record, no, I did not vote for him. Babin, he is a dentist. He's a Trump supporter. He voted to overturn the 2020 election results. He's terrible. And it makes sense that he would do something like this. But the thing about Texas politicians is that they love to do these things in the dark. They love to act secretly because they hate to deal with any kind of backlash. Babin's district doesn't represent Houston specifically, just a small part at the bottom, but it is Houston adjacent. And Houston has a major Black population, and we do have a history of slavery in and around Houston. We don't talk about it very often, but we do. The bigger problem here is that Babin isn't doing this because he's worried about, say the logistics of something like reparations. That's a conversation that's worth having. That's the conversation that we are trying to have. And he's doing this because he doesn't even want that conversation to take place in the first place. And he wants to make sure that no one else can have the conversation, whether or not he's a part of it. It's really terrible.
It's insane, but we are here now.
Sorry about Babin. We tried to get him voted out, but it's really difficult.
Well, I think hopefully now some more energy will come to help you all in this re-election bid.